Oh, hello, hello, hello. Here we go. Let's see if we can get this. All right, here we are. Yay! It's Friday. I am just thrilled that it is Friday, and I hope that you are too, because it means that the end of my week is here finally. And it's been a busy one for sure. So glad that you're here. Hope that you hop on. Hello. Maybe leave some comments in the chat. So today is going to be all things goal setting. And it's kind of my pet peeve because I keep trying to figure out how to make goal setting more realistic and make me happier about actually having a goal and not go, oh my Lanta, this is the stupidest thing ever. Why did I think I could accomplish this? Why did I want to do that? All that kind of stuff. So we're going to roll around some ideas about what makes a great goal. And we've just crossed the milestone from 2023, and it's kind of a hot topic because people are looking at the next month, even the next 90 days, the next 12 months, and some people are even forecasting out 3 years, 5 years. With all the crazy going on, sometimes I wonder if next week is just too much of a stretch. So anyway, I'm my own entertainment, and I hope that you'll find a few things funny that I think are just kind of ironic. I thought it would be fun to share the book of questions again, just because it's fun to roll around in some questions. And thinking about goal setting is usually all around some kind of project or something you want to accomplish. So I'm reading question 193 out of the Book of Questions by Gregory Stock, PhD. Here's the question. Think about it for just a second. Given the ability to project yourself into the future but not return, would you do so? Sometimes that's a good thing because you don't get to retrace your steps. And here's the next part of this question 193. If not, would you change your mind if you could take someone along? And how far would you go into the future? Now, not knowing what the future holds in most cases, just because we're humanity and we just keep circling the sun. I think this is an interesting thing to ponder. You may even want to write about it if you journal any at all. I do. I think it's a great mind clearing exercise for myself. Helps me put things in perspective sometimes. So I might recommend that to you if you haven't thought about journaling. And the writing's just about you, so it doesn't matter whether you spell things right or not. No, you're not intentionally sharing what you're putting in your journal. So that's my 2 cents of what you might want to think about in your future from our question book, the Book of Questions. I'll get this backwards for you, by Dr. Gregory Stock, PhD. So anyway, question 193. Something to think about. Okay, I am curious to know around some ideas around what makes a great goal for you. And I'll share some ideas that I've heard about goal setting. Not that you haven't, but I'm going to try to summarize it up and give you some clues on what I have found to help me achieve my goals. And I'm not saying I'm perfect at it, nor do I always get it right, nor do I accomplish every goal that I set out to do, but I'm just saying that I have found some things to be helpful. So here we go. Lots of people like to set a goal or a New Year's resolution about how they're going to do this or that. Well, you can say all the things you want to, but if you're not doing something to move you in that direction, you're never going to go that way or that way, whichever way you want to go, if you're not going back and revisiting what you intended to accomplish. That is the bottom of the barrel underscore. So here are some thoughts that are floating around in the ether, and one of them is SMART goals. Now, you would hope that every goal is smart, but I'm just saying we're not all brilliant, including myself. So here goes. Here's what a SMART goal is, if you haven't ever heard the term. It's specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and it's time-bound. I'm just going to say really. If you're going to make it a SMART goal, how do you know that it's achievable? You don't till you're flounder around in the ether in your headspace between your ears and work through it and try to accomplish whatever you set out to do, to find out from you, are you using the SMART goal methodology? Remember, it's specific, it's measurable, it's achievable, it's relevant, and time-bound to achieve your goals. Well, how far do you want to stretch is my question. And if it's achievable, it should just be a task and not necessarily a goal, and just get her done, for gosh sakes. Anyway, just food for thought on the SMART goal theory. All right, here's something else to roll around. A dumb goal. You ever heard of that? Sometimes I think all goals are dumb just because life throws some curveballs at you and you have to work around it. So here's what a dumb goal is. It's dream driven. It's uplifting. The method is driven. It's behavior triggered. I hate to say it, but I'm kind of leaning towards a dumb goal, because if it's dream driven and it's uplifting to actually accomplish the goal, and there's some methodology to help you get there, you're not sure how it's going to quite work out, but you have some theories about if you try this and that. And if you really want to do something, I have learned that tenacity can get you through anything if you're dedicated to accomplishing the task. So I'm more apt to lean towards a dumb goal, dream-driven, uplifting, method-driven, and behavior-triggered. And that brings me to accountability to yourself. And where do you want to be? Are your goals helping you get there? And if they're not, why not? And we need to be looking at that. And one of the things that on my own, in my journal and in my own personal goal setting and my vision board that I put together this year was, if I'm not accomplishing the goals that I want to achieve, why aren't I? I think that's the right way to say that. So I want to roll around some things that you can do to achieve your goals. Check this out. The Power of Habit. This is a great book, and Charles Duhigg is the author of it, and he's got a lot to say about a habit. And it's amazing to me just how, I'm looking at this little graph here, being familiar or creating a habit and understanding what makes things a habit to create a shift in your life to get towards the goal you want to have. Isn't that cool? And if you're tracking it, that makes it even more achievable. So that's one thing that I'll have to share with you that I have implemented in the last 12 months is tracking what I want to achieve. And I even acknowledge I don't fudge a bit when I totally screw up and fall off the wagon and I'm rolling around in the mud, not getting anywhere. So I'm going to try to share. There it is. Check that out. That looks okay. I'm going to check that out. How you like that fancy PowerPoint? All right. So there's a cue that triggers your habit that you want to implement. You want to create a great habit. So here we go. Then you have a routine around it and you give yourself a reward for remembering you have a cue to do it, for creating a routine around it, and then you get a reward. It's like you're giving yourself a doggy biscuit if you're a dog. Just saying. So one of the things that I have realized that the more barriers you chop down to get towards a goal, the better off you're going to be. So I have recognized in myself that there's a snowball's chance in a very hot place, which many of you know where that is, that I'm ever going to have a reason to, number one, pick out workout clothes. Number two, put them in a bag somewhere. Remember to walk out the door with them and go to a gym and pay for a gym membership. And then take a shower, pack my bag, and bring those nasty clothes back to the house after I've worked out and sweated. Just saying. And as I recognized that fact, I said, all right, Ms. Reed, what are you going to do about that? Because you're not getting any thinner, just saying. So I bought myself a stationary bike, and no, it does not hold any clothes nor dust, because once I get up in the morning and I have my cup of coffee, I set my timer, and after I have my cup of coffee and journal a little bit, I get my fat, happy butt over there and I pedal my brains out for 30 minutes. And hey, guess what? I've realized I need more than that to help keep myself in good shape. So I've added something else to that. I've added arm movements. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Because as I realized I need to increase my cardio a little bit more, and I got some weights. How about that? So now I'm doing weights, I'm pedaling my brains out, and hopefully in the next 6 months, along with watching what I'm eating, taking supplements, drinking lots of water every day, that there'll be less of me to love by the middle of this year. So just saying that if you have a goal that you want to achieve, you have to think about all the barriers you can bring down, what you want to accomplish, and set up a great habit for you to accomplish that task. So just saying, goal setting's not hard, but it is sometimes difficult to do. It's a process. You just have to be dedicated. So I hope that helps as you're planning your goals. And this is January. It's a new year. You can be a new you and be dedicated to being a better you by the end of the year. Just do one great thing for yourself a day in the direction of your goal, and you've got this. Rock it! Happy Friday!